Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome all to the 30 minutes of awesome. And usually I start out with the the slideshow up, but I don't know where that went. There we go. Here we go. Put me on the left side, right side, whatever side. Right side, left side, upside, down side. Hey everybody, welcome. Goose is here. Lieutenant Colonel Goose. Mark, Valerie, Wade, Logan, Kenneth, Don, Jason, RSO Film. Don't recognize your name, but welcome. Craig, Roland, Francois, Michael, Sergio, Terry Turnmeyer. Looks like my sister-in-law's here. Everybody behave. Everybody behave. I don't see Kimberly yet. I don't know if she, let's see if she makes it. Brandon, hey, how's it going? Now, if you're watching and you can't chat or you don't know how to chat, click the subscribe button over here, right down here. Click the subscribe button, the little green icon. Click that, and a few seconds later, live chat is enabled. And if you don't see it after that, well, maybe check a different browser or the YouTube app or something different. So if you're on Safari, I hear sometimes that browser has a problem with the YouTube live stream. So I don't know. Anyway, there's no restrictions, there's no blockage, there's nothing I can do to change it. All you got to do is be a subscriber, then you can chat. So welcome everybody. Ray, Dave, Clarence, Carlene. Yeah, getting tongue-tied on myself. So welcome everybody. A little bit of AI art right there. Got my other left. The other left. Anyway, what's on tap? We got GDP. We got PCE coming out this week. We got PCE coming out on Friday while the market's closed. That sounds sketch. Anyway, S&P 500 blackout period ramping up. Nearly all of the S&P 500 companies are pretty much getting into their blackout period now. Nearly all. I think we're at 70% or something like that. So we are definitely coming into this period where buybacks, which have been the major driver. Goose was reading me some numbers earlier today, or reading me off something when I was briefly talking to him. We're seeing buybacks being a major driver this year of the market going higher. Well, if you don't have anything to go out and invest in as a company, what do you do with your profits? You just invest it back into yourself to boost that shareholder value. I mean, heck of a way to go, I guess. And then, as always, we'll do 30 minutes of request, but hold off on making requests until I get there. Wait for it. I'll tell you when, all right? I'll tell you when. Now, before we get into all that, all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation intended to be informational, educational, fun, entertaining, and is not a recommendation to buy or sell any financial instrument or anything from any gurus like myself. So don't buy stocks, don't buy options, don't buy Forex, don't buy futures, don't buy cryptos, don't buy bonds, don't buy treasuries, don't long them, don't short them, don't trade them. It all involves a substantial risk of loss. And if you desire personal financial advice, that's not what I do. Don't ask me to give you advice on anything, all right? Hire and consult a financial advisor. Let's be real. And make sure you trust them because, hey, most people out there just looking to make some of your money into some of their money, and they don't really care about you at all or your money, unless it's the part of your money that becomes their money. Sad fact, but it's pretty much true. No matter what you hire somebody for, whether it's putting a new roof on, the plumber, the guy that mows your lawn, I mean, think about it. Anybody you hire for anything, they're just trying to make some of your money into some of their money. Maybe give you a cool product along the way. Maybe do a service. Maybe not. I mean, handouts, baby. We all love handouts. Anyway, coming on over here, we have, like I said, we got this preliminary GDP coming up right here. Or I guess final GDP coming up right here on Thursday. Tomorrow, kind of benign. We got Fed member Waller speaking in the evening. Nothing really in the morning. Nothing at all. Kind of a benign economic news day. If you're wondering where this is forexfactory.com. Click on the calendar tab, and you get this cool economic calendar. And they have it filled up like every week. You can see what's coming up. This is the last week of the quarter. Crazy. This is the end of quarter 1, 2024. Already in the books. Golly. Blows my mind. And we've got core PCE coming out on Friday right there. And we've got NYSE market holidays right here. Dun, 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 dun. Good Friday is a market holiday. Right there. All right. Market holiday Friday, short week. Options expire on Thursday instead of Friday. Keep an eye out on that. Don't get caught thinking you got a Friday. Make sure you get your affairs in order by Thursday. Right there at the close. So they're going to sneak one in on us. This PCE going to come out while the regular market is closed. Tricky, tricky. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Right there. Got all that stuff coming out on Friday. What's open? Crypto's open. Crypto's always open. I'll be live on Friday talking about crypto. Crypto special on Friday. Usually it's on a Monday, but I'll be doing a crypto special on Friday. So I'll be here. Same bat time, same bat channel. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you click the bell with the notifications so you know when I go live. It'll be about 9:15, same time every morning before the market opens. But the market's not opening. The market's always open for crypto. So I'll be live about 9:15. And look at that. Fed Chair Powell not taking the day off. He's speaking on Friday also. So he's working. I'm working. I'll be here. And looks like the rest of the world kept catching up on daylight savings time. U.S. switched 2 weeks ago. I'm almost used to it by now. Dragging butt a little bit today. I don't know why. All right. Any questions on that? Didn't think so. Moving on. All right. Dun, 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 dun. What a day today, right? I mean, let's review where we got to here, shall we? JT said this morning we were likely to push lower, possibly into this area right down here. Well, we got darn close. Darn close. Guess I just got lucky once again. If you look at this right here, that high, that low, this rally, right there, this area, we got close. Not quite there. May push a little lower overnight, possibly into tomorrow. And if we find support, turn back higher, going higher again. So, imagine that. I was kind of expecting a lackluster day. I mean, down 14, not really a big mover. We got close. Look at that. A little bit lower. And it looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4. We may grind a little bit overnight and get a final push down and then a bounce off of this area. That's what I expect. Probably coming in tomorrow. We may get a bounce and we may end up at a new all-time high by the end of the week. I mean, we just got tomorrow and Thursday left this week. So, and let me bring up. Let me find Discord real quick and pop it. I got too many windows popping up here everywhere. Let me grab pinned messages. This guy right here. Open a browser. Pull it off. And right here. Not a big bunch of companies, but these are some of the last companies reporting earnings here in Q4. Always see McCormick coming up, one of the last ones. GameStop. Got Carnival, Cruise Lines, Cintas, Paychex, Lands End, UniFirst, and not very many big names here. Rumble, we got DJT coming out today. That wasn't earnings, that was just starting, just starting out as a new. They took the SPAC, they did DWAC SPAC, and did the conversion over to actual DJT shares. So we're seeing a little pop on that one, and yeah, it's kind of what's happening. What's crappening. So after the close, GME. Is it a big popper? Is it a big dropper? Does it even matter anymore? I think the hypium, the hopium, gone after a couple years of just lackluster performance here. GME, we can see it took a big bath. $2, $2.50. Ouch. Bamming and jamming right down to the lows. Yeah. I think they're eventually going to go out of business. Eventually. And then DJT, Digital World, DWAC, right there, converted into, oh, look at that. I said, likely to be bearish. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Coming back down. That may have been it right there. That tapped right, like that's 1, 2, 3. That was the bearish move. Going lower, more than likely. Could find support and turn higher again, but if we get below, this right here, if we get below that box, watch out. Coming down, probably making a lower low. IPOs are typically not bullish. All right. Moving on, what do we usually hit? We usually grab the red list and hit some of the futures before we get into requests. So hold on. Not request yet. There will be rules for the requests. Those rules go something like, you can make a request, 1 per person, let somebody else go. You got to wait for it. If I get 2 or more in the same message or in consecutive messages, I'm going to skip you and come back to you. Maybe, if I have time. Now, that's 3 red days in a row. Yes, possibly going to push on lower just a little bit more. And is it going to be an echo of this move right over here? This correction from here down to, oh, off the board. Got to scale just a little bit more. Oh, that one not accurate there. That one. Grab the line, move it up. Ooh, really dang close. We push down into that zone. That'd be an exact copy of that pullback. Interesting to me. Make another extension. 53.50, 53.70 would be the upside potential on ES, at least so far. That's without dialing in exactly where we get to on the pullback. In Q, looks like we got a little space left to go before we test into this uptrend of the lows. This is where we've been in this channel all year long so far. Keep finding support at the lows and then getting higher. This one showing a little weakness. Didn't make it to the top of the channel, not even kinda. Coming right back near it. If we break down below it, watch out for a bigger correction down here. That's the warning signs. That's the canary right now. And IWM showing some weakness today. Flushing a little bit. Tried to pop. Ended up dropping right back down. Filling the gap. And it's just kind of like look like 2 croquet hammers side by side right there. A green one and a red one. They have a fancy candlestick pattern name for that, but I don't care. Looks like 2 croquet hammers to me. That's rejection going higher. Watch out for a breakdown. Support down here around 2040. And if we get below that, down here around this 1950 area. That's a long way down for IWM. And CL, just churning right here in the middle. Not popping, not dropping, just churning. And the chart pattern looks like we're going to pop it. Possibly the top of the channel. Possibly that target up there around 85, 86 that I've been looking for freaking ever, feels like. And maybe, just maybe, we could break out and go higher up to this 90 target, but let's not get ahead of ourselves, all right? 85 or 86 would be a much more attainable target, and if we can get a retrace off of that, retouch the roadmap line, then we could look for a much bigger upside. But right now, just hovering in the middle of this channel. Just hovering. We could just keep hovering, and it could be out here in May before we get up to that 86 target. We'll see what happens. I prefer the more exciting path. Leaves more room for making money, but big fast moves, just churning higher, that kind of sucks. And theta kind of burns you a little bit. Looking at gasoline, we have a rally going on here. Pull back today, but that's looking like a potential breakout here. If we can break out over this high and this gap down over here, break out through that, ooh, we could see some higher prices on gasoline. We've got the next resistance up after we get above these highs over here would be up here around 340. Not good for Biden re-election, that's for sure. If we do that, that's going to be affecting the price of everything. That's inflation coming back pretty strong if we see that rally. If we reject that breakout, probably going back to the roadmap line, which would be down here around 240. Not bad. So look at 20, 30 cent downside, potential upside, $1, well, 80 cents upside. We'll see what happens. Heating oil or diesel fuel, more commonly known for most of us, actually showing some rejection of the roadmap line. This is interesting. Gasoline higher, oil higher, diesel fuel down. That's a curious one right there. Rally, rejection, return to the start. If we break down, we're probably coming on down here. The line of interest, I guess you might say, right there. Get below that 258 area. Highly likely to possibly go down to 236. But if we do that, we flush down, especially if we do it fast, watch out for a swift reversal. That may set up a epically bullish move on diesel. Concerned about that a little bit, actually. Still flowing on the pattern here. We got a contract rollover, bumped us up, but watch out for flushing on down. This needs to be on that. And yeah, it looks like $1.30 might be where we're headed. So far, I drew these two lines way before we got down here. I think we were up here and I drew these two lines. And if we do that final flush out, that could be the bottom of natural gas for a good long time. Now, it doesn't mean that we're going to turn immediately bullish. It just means that could be the bottom. And it could mess around. Like it messed around all last year on this correction. It bottomed out back here. Well, it bottomed here in February, spiked in early March last year, then drifted back down to low in April, and then spent from April up through October, kind of drifting back higher, testing the roadmap line, and then has kind of swiftly since October kind of did this more volatile drop into this extension that I've been looking for a good while. I'm still maintaining this $1.30 area on the downside here. And I thought we were going down back here in August, and then I thought we were going to drop out here in December, and it finally took us till February before we broke down, retraced, held the low, or held support, I guess, held the prior lows, couldn't break him, pushed on down. So far holding that. I mean, I hope to goodness we aren't doing this same pattern again. Look, see that same pattern? Like, could be the same pattern. We drift back up here, test the roadmap line before we push down again. I mean, it could be the same exact pattern. Look, right there. We just did it. Made the low, retraced, made a low, could pop it. So this could be the range. It's like, there's the story. It's like an echo right there. Right there. Same story. A year later. If we push, we could push from here to October. Could be like right up in this zone. And the roadmap line could be right over here. Like this. Well, wouldn't quite be like that. It'd be like this kind of. Could push up. And then drop back down like that. But I'd probably do it a volatile way. It'd probably like ding, 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 ding. And we could be back down here like next year in February. Wouldn't that be a wicked path? Sometimes I see the pattern. So far, that's what it looks like. We might do GC. And if I cover up the chat, nobody's talking to me, duh. All right. And this one's an interesting one. We were rallying pretty strongly this morning and rejected hard. So I got slammed down. And if that is an indication, we may see a further decline right down to this zone right here. Golly. Maybe coming right down in this zone before we can find the bottom on this correction off of this high that we made last Thursday. Silver Right back down where I thought. It's kind of funny I drew that line last week when we were looking at this. If we can find support right there, turn higher, probably coming up here. Like another one of these little doodads. If not, if we break down below, we'll probably come down to the roadmap line sooner rather than later. So that's kind of what we got going on. Silver, copper. There's Rongamer. Good to see you, my man. Good to see you. And copper. Nice pop, but are we going to drop right back down to the roadmap line? That is a three-wave move up into that 100%. This move. Hold on. Let me show you something. I'm just going to clear everything. Watch this. Watch this. See this move right here? Looky. What we have right here. I didn't draw it perfectly, but pretty dang close. Right there off of that high. See that right there? Using the 3-point fib tool. That was that low, that high, that low. Right there. Pretty dang close. That right there is a bearish move. Especially if we break back below that high right there. That could indicate that we're going down lower than this low right here. Dum. That'd be a wicked dropout on copper. And if we do that, oh my goodness. Sets up to move to here. And probably ultimately somewhere down here. Very concerning right now. On copper, copper's like a canary for the economy. I'm just saying. We can do requests in just a minute. FCX is not necessarily the best copper analog, I guess you might say, but that's FCX and copper could diverge, but FCX is a major copper producer, so I've got an alert sitting there. Actually, I saw this before. Got an alert right there at $3.95 roughly. We break below that. Looks like we're coming back down here, and we break below that, coming down here, and possibly down here to $2.95. That's gonna put a hurting on things. And could it go quick? Yeah, you betcha we could go quick. Look at that drop off right there in copper. This whole move up has not been bullish, unfortunately. It looks like we need another flush. I've kind of been talking about that for a while. It's like when you look at this move right here, this move down right there to this high right here, the potential is for it to come down to this 270 area. But nobody wants to hear that. Everyone wants to be bullish. Bearish copper. It's not. That's not what makes the news. So I'm not playing it lower. Probably. I would hunt for a bottom here and then look for going long. That's the way I would play it. That's an indication that the bigger stock market might flush a little bit. It's starting to, all these little pieces clicking together here. We could see a bigger correction. Now, the only thing that's not aligned with this right now is Bitcoin. Looks like we're going to go higher. But lumber, well, that's showing the most strength we've had since 2023 in a year. Strongest lumber prices we've had in a year. I wish they had the old lumber contracts. This new lumber contract just doesn't look right. Yeah. I don't care for it. Housing, wheat, corn, sugar, cattle, pork, soybeans, interest rates, whatever you guys want to look at, we can look at it. And we'll hit up Bitcoin and Ethereum real quick before we jump over. And I'll go to a different Bitcoin chart. And we'll go to the all-time history. Oh, that was the all-time history. So let's go to a clean chart. Let's jump over here. One that I don't have 9 gazillion things drawn on. And all-time history. And we'll go up to a daily chart. And so look, here's where we are. We did a pullback. It was very proportional to prior pullbacks. The prior extension higher would put us right up in this zone, right up here, 76, 77. And we have moved above that 618 level, where that kind of confirms that that's probably where we're going to go. Tighten it up just a little bit. So 70% odds we're going right up here as the next thing we're doing. Not today, not tomorrow, probably in a week or two, maybe by sometime in April. It could be the next few days. We pop from here right up here. Looks pretty promising. Pretty promising indeed. All right. Ethereum, USD, all-time history, right here. This pullback, not nearly as bullish. We go from that high to that low. We've stayed below the 618. This could indicate that Ethereum has made one big move down, and we're going to make another big move down and put us right back to the roadmap line right there. If you're interested in the roadmap line and its predictive powers, the link is in the description down below. Just click the more button under the description there, expand it out. There's like a link. It's like, it says $5. That's the market roadmap. Right there, you can get this thing, put it on your chart. It's dang useful. I'm telling you, dang useful. It's a beautiful support and resistance point. Look, it bounced off of it, went under it a little bit. It was resistance, then popped above it. Couldn't get near it, It's a powerful tool. I'm telling you. If you want to know more about it, I taught Kimberly how to trade with it back on some YouTube videos from like 2 years ago. They're in the history if you're interested in that sort of thing. So there you go. That's Ethereum. All right. Rules for the requests. Rules for the requests are 1 per person. Please use capital letters. Use a full ticker. Like if you're going to request some kind of crypto, make sure you, whatever the crypto and USD or whatever currency you want to trade in, like BTC USD, ETH USD. That way I know it's a crypto ticker and I'm not sitting here like trying to guess what you mean. Be clear, be concise, and if you have a question, please use complete sentences. Don't tell me I skipped your whatever. Just tell me what it is, all right? The chat's going fast, and there's a lot of stuff. 1 per person. Let somebody else go, and then you can go again, all right? All right, moving on. So, Goose said FCX. My man, Lieutenant Colonel. Well, let's check it out. We rallied on that, but when we look at the move up, the retrace, we did the same exact bearish setup. Breakdown below this high at this point would be the initial indication FCX is going on down. It's got a very similar chart pattern. We've gone down, we've rallied up, and that's almost the same high right there. Watch for the flush. Could go down in this $19 to $20 area, right down in here. Man, that was redneck. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, everybody. All right. VST. Yeah, there's no way to predict anything for that. Protect your profit when they go up, especially when they do that. It's likely to do this right back down. And I show this chart off. Whoops, not that one. This one a lot. This is very popular in the market. Happens over and over. This is the psychology of a market cycle. Everybody's a freaking genius. And then we retrace it. And this chart, a little bit misleading. This chart shows it going lower than where we started, but a lot of times, typically in the market, we see this level over here high, somewhat higher, maybe 20%, maybe 30% higher than this level over here, like a 618, 786 retrace before we go higher again. So this thing does play out all the time in the market. 3-wave retrace. And the proportion is not necessarily perfect, but we do see this pattern all the time. All sorts of things. And this VST, which I was on the wrong chart there. VST right there kind of reminds me that we're doing that kind of crazy upside pattern. And may see a retrace. An epic retrace. Be careful. Be careful. Now, can it get crazier? Absolutely, it can get crazier. They can always get crazier. Right now, support down here around 35. And GM. General Motors. And just kind of a choppy sideways. Little potential breakout, but we've got this guy right here. Last line. Oh, look at that. Look over here. Look what actually happens in that same vicinity. That high. This high. And we're just coming up into that zone. That's a resistance. Got to get through that to be able to go test into this stuff. There you go. Upside resistance to about 46. Maybe like, JT, how do you ever get a clear trade? Well, there's a lot of mucky stuff in the market right now. And that, look, it found a lot of resistance right there. Resistance. That one. And it busted through. Now it's up to this one. And resistance. Now we're there. If we can bust through, probably go test this up here. And it's been the high for quite a few years. See where we get to. All right. MS. Morgan Stanley. Getting ready to report earnings here. Coming into the new month. About 2 weeks from now. 2.5 weeks from now. And we broke up through the downtrend of highs, but couldn't beat the prior high. May return back down to 85 again. If we can hold that, break out above here. 96,100 are the upsides right now. Nothing big, but it can always just blow out and move big. But right now, there's nothing indicating we're going to do any kind of crazy big move. I'm just throwing it out there. Nothing really shaping up at the moment. WCC. That's a choppy chart. Whew. Oh my gosh. Oh my. Holy cheese and crackers. Look at that. Why do you want to mess with that? What on earth do you see that makes you go, there's a banging opportunity? Whew. It's been choppy and couldn't break out. Got a wicked, look, it tried to break out and got a wicked slam down. It's not missed. That's just not all that bullish to me. All the way down to 76. Could it break out? Sure. If it finally decided to, whew, man, that's, could go up to 218, maybe 250. I bet it gets rejected though, right in that 200 area. Yeah, that's a rough one. IoT. I don't like stuff that's just nasty. That was a nasty chart. IoT, right at the extensions. Dang, look at that. 1272, back to the reach, and went on the extension. One of these times we're going to retrace. Could possibly push up to 45, 49. I'd like to see one of these bigger retraces like we've done several times in the past here. And that's what I got on Samsara. All right, Mara is still working on the consolidation. It's nesting up here. So here's what we got. We bounced off the roadmap line. Initial move up. A retrace. This lowest low looks like that one. And that high. And we could push back down to this 1939 area. Maybe clear this up with a little bit tighter set of candles. And it's hard to see, a little bit hard to see. Just clear that one real quick. See this move up right here. Not clear 5-wave. That's the only thing. This kind of 3-wavy, possibly push down to this zone. If we start getting below that zone though, that's not looking good for continuation higher right now. It may see downside further. Could see down to 16 if we don't hold that. This is like a need to hold and turn bullish. Like now's the time. This is not time to fart around here. Gotta turn it. Gotta break back above this. Gotta get above that 28 level on the bigger chart, the bigger pattern. Back up above here. Back above this 28. Looking for further upside. How long is it gonna take? I don't know. That's why I'm in shares. This thing can take a good long while. I don't really expect a lot of action until after the halving. We've got the halving event coming up out here, like April 19th, roughly. Let's grab the Bitcoin halving. 24 days, 3 hours, 50 minutes, roughly. This is not a fixed time, though. All right, this is estimated because it's based on the blocks right here. Right now, blocks are running roughly 10.1 minutes per block. Running actually about 213 blocks behind schedule. We're gonna have they're gonna change the difficulty of this in about 35 hours. As you can see right here, the 16 minutes, 7 minutes, 2 minutes. There was only 5 minutes between those blocks. There was 10 minutes between those blocks. Less than a minute between those two blocks. So it's not a fixed thing, all right? It depends on the mining. This is Bitcoin mining. You've never seen this before. Mempool.space. There you go. They're trying to work the blocks. Solve the blocks. You solve a block, you get paid 6.25 Bitcoins until we get to block number 840,000. Once we hit block number 840,000, all of a sudden the payout is 3.125 Bitcoins. All right. What block number are we on? Well, that was block number 836,426. That's the last one mined 3 minutes ago. Mempool.space if you want to see this. Live count. You can see the transactions vying for spots. Oh, look at that. Transactions are pretty cheap right now. If you wanted to transact in Bitcoin, now is a pretty cheap time to be trying to move some Bitcoin. It's interesting. Seen the prices up in 600 and 700 lately. Right now, 9 to 300. That's pretty cheap. That's Satoshis per virtual byte. Anyway, off the chart. Back to it. Mora right there. They do mine Bitcoin primarily as their business, and they will be affected by the mining. As far as how they're affected, bigger part of a bigger conversation, and they've been through past minings before, or past halvings before. Excuse me, tongue tying myself. Is it bullish? I don't know. Is it? I mean, last halving was back here. You tell me. Is that bullish? This halving right here. What are they going to do? Are they going to do another one of these? Probably. That's what I think. Anyway, moving on. FL Footlocker. Hey, the sun came out. It's like it's been raining all day. Look at this. Thinking about making this the chart of the week. And right here, you get the early view. Super aggressive entry. Now aggressive entry above the roadmap line. RML. Conservative entry above 31. It's not even drawn on here properly. 222. Delete that. Draw this on here. Like that. Conservative entry about 31. Looking for 40. Conservative exit. And 47 up here. Potential. And a watch out for zone right up here where the gap down was. There you go. Danger zone down here. That's Footlocker for you. All right. CVNA. Let's see if the intern picks that one. I was waiting to see what he picks for the chart of the week. Comes in tomorrow morning. All right, there's Carvana. Not really much to say. Consolidating high. Next resistance up here. That little pullback is what I had drawn, which is just that right there. We're already coming up into the $99 resistance. We may see a bigger retrace. We may not. I don't know. Nothing's clear. Got these right there. That's what we got. There's the support. There's the resistance. We're sitting in the middle. No high probability anything. Uninteresting. It's not gobbledygook, but it's just not interesting to me. It's no high probability anything. Tesla, I was talking about this morning. This morning. Upside resistance is the gap down right here from the last earnings. And we may, if that was a corrective move up, we may get one more flush. Go hit that 158. We came up shy. That could be the bottom. We got a nice 618 move up, 618 retrace, push out, and the upside resistance right up in there. Another little mini gap down right there. So lots of gappy price action here on Tesla. Saw some interesting tweets about new CATL battery technology that charges faster, and they're going to license the technology, and so they can make the batteries here, but Tesla employees are going to run the factory, and own the factory, and they're just going to license the technology. It's like a way to get around the tariffs for the batteries. I don't know. Whole scheme. We'll see if it actually works. So that was on the Twitter earlier. So if you're interested in that, check out Twitter. MCK. McKeeson. Yeah, there's no pullbacks to work with, so up in the air. Pullback likely, but when? I don't know. It's just floating way up there. Nothing to predict. It's just, I'd watch out for a pullback. If you're long, be careful. Make sure you have a level that you're going to eject, because after they do these crazy big moves, they do crazy big retraces. And this one can go flat for a good long time. It's done in the past. After a big long run, it corrected it for a big long time. So that's the pattern of this one. Big long correction. So know when you plan on punching out. All right, that's the best thing I can tell you right now. That high, that low, we could see this pullback for a number of years. Could do something like that. All right. You may be like, nah, it's not going to do that. Okay. We'll see. We shall see. CCO just being volatile. Look at that. Somebody drew this little pattern on here that we've perfectly done so far. Resistance right there. If we're going to go lower, right like that. If we're going to break out higher, right up here. Got to get above that resistance zone. Where we found resistance here, found resistance here, found resistance here so far. If we're going up, we're going to get above that and go up to 21. If we don't, we're probably going to go down here to this target down here. It's the long and the short of it. And we can kind of draw this a little better. That move down, that retrace, that move down. First support at 1294, second support 11, and then 1069. LITE. Just chopping. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Can't get above that friggin'. I got my alert right there at 52.69. We had that gap down. That's resistance. Gap downs are resistance. If we can break above, move up to 78. How long is that going to take? I don't know. We could fart around here for the next 3 months, 4 months, 5 months before we finally break out. If we break down below this box, though, likely to come down here to 28. So that's a big over and under. 78, 28. 78, 28. That's what I got. 3M. Has not been very interesting for a long time. Right back to the room line. If we hold this, turn above, break it back above that, probably going to 116, 122, possibly 135. But it looks like we're going to do that little bitty retrace. And then if we turn higher, break back above that level right there. That would set up this bigger potential move right here, something like this. All right, that's what we got. That's what we got. That looks something like. Yep, Concur. That's what that fib tool concurs with what I just drew. All right. Doc U. Actually bailed on this trade. I had like $1,000 profit and I bailed on that red candle. Trouble getting through that 618 level. Upside possibly 68. Kind of rejecting pretty hard though. That's makes me nervous on there. I actually jumped off of the trade because, well, I was in a couple $1,000s profit. I need some more money to do another trade. So moved up, parked. If we can get through, upside. Hasn't really, like, possibly could have been the entry, but it's making me nervous about it. But we may see another retrace before it actually goes again. It seems to be having a lot of trouble getting through that zone right there. I mean, that's what that tells you. Like, there's a zone right there, and it's having trouble getting through it. That's why we keep churning right there. Once we get above it, probably going up here. If we gap back down to the bottom of this gap right here, odds are we're probably going a little deeper again before we can find a bottom and go again. Whoa, I just skipped a bunch of the chat. Holy moly. Holy guacamole. Google was on the roadmap line list this week. Probably going up to 161. That's the upside target. Man, it got bright. Glaring off the back of my glasses. ISRG. Intuitive Surgical did not do the retrace, but still pushing higher. Upside resistance right there at 419. 415, 419. That would be where we're heading. And Meta chugging on the path. There's the 3 paths. It looks like we're just doing the upper path. Chugging. Got earnings coming up out here. That may be the time that something happens bigger than just drifting higher. We gapped up on the last earnings and just drifting higher. This one may result in a drop back down though. Hadn't really been super interesting for a while. Just a slow drifting along. CDLX got a nice retrace. Talked about this morning. You should really go watch the morning video. Bottom line, bullish potential if we hold that and turn higher. And RMD. ResMed, medical specialty. Be careful. FDA involved. We've got the gap down right here. And severe resistance at that gap down. Resistance, retrace, resistance, park. Nothing high probability at the moment. That is a major resistance zone. Holy guacamole. That's going to be, that zone from 194 to 237 is going to be resistance for a good long while. More than likely. There's going to be a lot of people willing to sell you some shares at those prices up there if we get there. I wouldn't expect it to trend. SE. Rejecting off of that zone. This is what I'm talking about. Like, we get up in that zone where there's hodlers stuck. They're ready to sell. And we got a rejection. If this one continues, we'll probably come back down here. Look, that pop, that drop, that pop, lower high, potential drop. There you go. Nothing changed. Same chart. A lot of these things, nothing's changed week to week because we haven't done anything. ENE, that's a lower high, stuck at the roadmap line. Break back below this, probably coming down here. Possible that we start turning something around, but right now, just doesn't look like it. Got the gap down and that resistance right all in there. It's got a lot of work to do, and we're not. The roadmap line's still down. I just, till we can get above that, I don't expect much upside. It has a nice setup, but it just doesn't look good. I mean, the price pattern right there is nice, but it just doesn't look like it has room to go before it hits another resistance zone. Like it just might be a lackluster price action for a long time. AMD, I'd really like to see that just flush. If that baby can just flush, that would be beautiful. Really would like to see that right there. On AMD, 85 to 100 zone is where I would like to see it go to recharge and get ready for our next move higher. But if it doesn't, no big deal. We'll just wait for the opportunity. Wait for the opportunity. That's what we got. AMZN. If you're bullish on AMD, maybe consider what point you're gonna bail. AMZN. So this could turn higher. The upside resistance to get above is up here. This is a pharmaceutical, medtech, biotech, pharma, biotech, medtech, pharma. If we can get above that, 346 would be the target. If we don't, unclear where the support would be at the moment. Could go a little bit lower, right down in this zone, right there. We'll break down below that, 187, I guess. Kind of in the coin flip zone. So if we break down, push below that, down. If we break up above here, 346. Excuse me. TRU. Stuck at the high. Got a big dip and came back. Nothing. Nothing. I'm not sure. Roadmap line on a retrace. Not sure on a breakout. Maybe 90. Because look, all the way over there, we come across these prior highs. See that high, that low, that high, that high. So right around that 90 area. SYM. Consolidating in a watermelon seed squeeze. DA, if you're watching this, that's what one really looks like to me. Right there. That could be a flag pennant thing. Breaking out further, but I mean, it's like the flagpole, the pennant. I don't know. I don't like that pattern. I don't like it anytime. It doesn't matter how it shows up. Not a fan of it. Could it break higher? It could. I mean, dock you to my man DA, who writes a lot of the newsletters, credit. He saw this the other day. He's like, JT, look at this right here. And what he was showing me was right here. This little consolidation. Right here. So we had a diversion. So it makes it not clean. But looked a lot like a pennant with a continuation possible going higher, which would put it right up in the target zone. But at this point, it's just kind of a sideways consolidation. Still looks kind of like a flagpole, a flag. Depending on how long we go, could pop again. All right. BA. Not much to update. Still expect. Oh, we did a roadmap test. That's beautiful. Hourly. The daily. It's just a couple days up, and still expect. Primary expectation is this target right here. Primary target expectation right around that 168, 170, 165, 170 zone, right in there. That is the primary expectation right in there. I don't even think I have any alerts set. We get down in there, find support, could be even lower. Find support in the vicinity of this 4, which we kind of already tested into it slightly. I'd like to see it make just a slight lower low. We test into that zone, turn higher. That's bullish, long-term bullish, not short-term bullish. This is like the next 10 years could be bullish from here. I mean, look, this took from 22 up to the end. I mean, that took 2 years, year and a half, 18 months. This retrace took 3 months. So this next move could take 3 times longer than this move. So we're talking like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 9, 7, 7, 8, 9 years potentially. Maybe something like that. I mean, it's just a ballpark, three times longer. Can take 5 or 10 times longer, but 3 times kind of an average. So we could be talking out here quite a few years before we get up in that zone. And why is it drawn that way? Because the logarithmic move up, the retrace potential to move up right there. I like it, but it's not set up yet. DKNG. It's not the place I would buy yet. I tend to get a lot of these right, oddly enough. DKNG. Just nothing. Like upside resistance like 51. Just nothing to chase after. I don't even remember what I wrote over here. And that was from a long time ago. Long time ago. Wow. Took a big diversion. Finally coming up into the zone. Watch for sellers. Oh my goodness. Watch for sellers. We get right there. MP. MPL. Trying to do MPL USD. Maple. Let's put it all in one go. MPL USD. You're gonna type that. Resistance 27, resistance at 35. Let's see, what did the last one do? Did a 272. It could get to 57. Yeah, that'd be close to the all-time high. Could do that. And GME. Already did GME, I think. That was the big slam on earnings. That's bearish. How low does she go? Upside, downside. Target for the next move down, 1030, 1043, 10, well, say 1050. And yeah, Habib. Still looks like we're heading down to back to the lows. And ONDO USD. Market's open. Futures are back open. And topping out. Not much to... Don't even have enough candles to do a roadmap line, so... See if I can get a different set of data. Yeah. Not much I can do with that. At resistance. Next upside, maybe $1.17, maybe $1.38. I don't know. And Amazon. We're just stuck in this zone right here. That curiously, Amazon has not made a higher high. While almost all the other big tech has made higher highs in this cycle. Netflix. Yeah, Netflix is about the same. Has not made a higher high. So Amazon and Netflix kind of the only two big techs that haven't really made higher highs. While Microsoft, Amazon, Google all made new higher highs. It's curious on Amazon. I kind of expect, this was a big 1, 2, 3, 4, and this would be a fifth wave extension. If we compare, let's move right here to the fifth wave right here. We are pushing a 1272 extension. My cockpit light is flashing. Danger that we're likely to see a retrace. That retrace probably take us down to this 120 area. Right down in here. I would be a pretty big long-term buyer. I'm certainly going to consider it if we get a retrace down in this zone. Certainly going to consider it. NVIDIA is a leverage long. I can't chart that. There's nothing like leverage is like not something I can really chart. No reason to even try. NVIDIA basically looks like it is somewhere on this trajectory here. I don't know where. Is it in thrill? Is it in euphoria? I mean, some point here, it's going to be the end. And we're going to do this, and it's going to have some chop. Then we're going to get the bigger retrace. And it's going to break a bunch of hearts. People are going to cry about it. People are going to whine about it. People are going to tell me I was wrong. I'm not wrong. It's going to retrace. Playing NVIDIA is a dangerous game right now. I was a buyer down here, and almost nobody paid attention when I was buying down here. I bought down here. I sold out up here because, well, shoot, I just made more than 100% on shares. And I've just been sitting waiting. I'm going to keep waiting. This is the stuff I look for. This is the stuff I just wait. Way extended. And we could hit 3 trillion. I mean, good for NVIDIA. If we do, we're probably going to crash epically. Probably going to come back down to earth really quickly. I would take the S&P up to about 5,500. That would be 1250 on NVIDIA. Right here. That would be NVIDIA going from spot number 4 to spot number 2. It's assuming Microsoft doesn't climb further. Put it right up there around 1250. There you go. Bitcoin back above silver. That's new today. That's new today. It had been above silver. It had dropped back below silver, and now it's back above silver. AERO USD. It's just straight up. There's nothing to predict. There's no roadmap line, no indicator, no nothing. Don't have enough data to do anything. So that's just hype. That's just this pattern right here. which point we're on. Looks like we're kind of like in this pattern. We could go this before we give it up and come back. That could come all the way up in the $10, $12 area. DEO. A pop, and I would expect sometime between now and late summer come back and tap the roadmap line. PayPal has been having a lot of trouble defeating that gap. That has been a vicious gap to try to fill. Fell short, plummeted out, came up, trouble getting up. Nope, reject, gap down. Second attempt, third attempt, whatever attempt. Not able to do it so far. That's the resistance, all the way up to 75. We get above 75, we can set this baby up, but right now, still giving odds to this trip down here to 44, 40, 42, 44 area down here. I've held that target for almost 2 years now. Be a shame to come up that shy now. I mean, miss it by $8. God, that'd be a bummer. Anyway, SGH. That's a higher low. Doesn't look great. Potential to run out to 36, maybe. Possibly. Maybe 48 above that, but we do have that prior high right there in the same darn vicinity. Look at that right there. I expect that to be resistance. And carry. Oops. Fat finger. Carry. Regional banking. Financials start reporting earnings next week or week after next. I don't know, whatever it is. Back to the roadmap line. If we can hold support and go higher. Gap down. Rejection. Rejection. It's same deal. Resistance between here and here. Have to get above that. Otherwise, we could do another flush. That could be the first move down, the retrace, and the next move down. Holding that 618. First move down, retrace. Next move down, could put it down at 42. Possibly 40. Somewhere in that zone right there. If this is a corrective move and we flush again, that could be a 1-2. This could be the initial sign that we're going to go down. First move down, retrace. Next move down, retrace. Final move down. There it is. Yeah, not as horrible. That is a three-wave corrective up, though. So a first move and a second move at the same exact level. Yeah, right there. Right to the same level. Watch out on that one. Watch out on carry. POWRUSD. Never even heard of most of these. That looks bad. That's probably going lower. Yeah. That high, that higher high. 1, 2, 3. It's kind of a corrective indication. Probably going lower. Wouldn't surprise me to come back to that level. Now, crypto being exciting, we could just blast off and go, but I'd be careful. That one looks gnarly. JBL possible long on the gap fill above 148, 164, 174. WFC, Wells Fargo reporting earnings coming up April 12th, week after next, right? And not next Friday, but the Friday after that. It really looks like that wants to go whoop, right back down. And BKNG, booking that what? Booking that getting a retrace, and just clean this baby up. First move down, retrace, hold support, hold resistance, excuse me. Wrong word. And we put it right down in potential to go right down there or up here. So above here, up to here, below there, probably down to here. Which one? I don't know. That's a coin flip. No high probability either way. I don't mess with that one too much. High dollar. It's expensive to play that one in any kind of size, and it's unreliable because of the low number of players. Rivian, look at that. Look at this one too. Oh, 2.5 cents. It was 3 cents earlier. Ouch. Got delisted on the OTC. Ouch. So be careful. Rivian can go that way. Be like, no, but Rivian's doing great. Well, the chart says otherwise. JT, do you know a steel recycler to play? No, I don't. DPZ. Still in the resistance here. That was a nice up move today. Doesn't negate my downside play. Potentially going down in a blaze of glory, and I'm moving my alerts. I love it when I don't love it when I do that. Looking for that. That's a corrective move so far. 1, 2, 3. We could get an extension up to 521. Entirely possible. That's a whole resistance zone right there. If we start getting above that, watch out. We could do something more bullish, but that's 3 waves right there. And the first move up proportionally equal to the second move up. First move up, second move up, exactly the same size right now. That's caution land. Big downturn can take us down in a blaze of glory. That could go fast too. All right. ARKB is Bitcoin. That's the Bitcoin chart. There's not enough candles to do anything. And already did Mora, ERAS. That's a chart for going down. That's 1, 2, 3. Target down here at $1. Caution, low price stuff doesn't always do it, but that's a dumpster fire. Doesn't have the reverse split, but that's everything else that a dumpster fire would be. Don't trade that stuff. I already showed that one coming back down. More than likely MCD. Set up a deal with KK today. Krispy Kreme. think it was KK. Isn't that the... No, D-Nut. That's it. D-Nut, not KK. D-Nut. D-Nut. That looks like McDonald's is coming down to this zone. Find support. D-N-U-T. Krispy Kreme. Look at that. Beautiful breakout. Next resistance. Right there. Would I have messed with this? Shoot, no. You kidding me right now? That's a big corrective. Ever since the IPO over here. Corrective, nasty, overlapping bull crap. Right down to that low. I wouldn't touch that with anybody's money. 3-wave retrace there. Now, if we're going to break out, that's a big if. Probably going to go to 23 right now. And then get another retrace. C. Set the group. Has resistance right there. I expect a retrace before we break out bigger. Something like that. That's the long and the short of it. MU, rocking on higher. Maybe like, whoa, JT, how far up? Check it out. Right back here. Potential for this one to go up to like 161. Yeah. Right there. 131, possibly logarithmic wise. 161, 154, 161. This area right up here. We'll see what happens. Really depends, because that may not be the story. This may be the story. Watch this. Watch this. Hold my beer. Watch this. This low, that high, this low. Could set this up for a bigger move. Right up in that there. Right up in that zone. Right there. Support is right here. For now. Once we get up there, watch out for the retrace. That would be what I expect on MU. JPM. And that tagged the upside target. Next one up, right there, 213, 210, 213 area. And TRUSD. There we go. And I don't know. That's a rough one. Not really any pattern to work off though down here. And click, click, click. Try it one more time. Maybe 22. Probably resistance right there. Yeah, that's right, right where it bottomed out when it first came out too. 22 would be my guess on that one. Not a big upside. Yes, I thought I already did that one. Sounds familiar. Yeah, I already did that. Already did that one. Long, 128. Short, 78. And Disney. Right in the target zone. Watch for retrace. Does have more upside resistance right there. 126. I expect a retrace somewhere in here. Could wait until earnings. May drift on up in there and then retrace and then find a bottom and go. TGLS. That's just a long term up. Potential targets up around 90. I was a buyer back here at 30. We're at 53 now. Look for 90. Possibly bigger. Possibly all the way up here much higher, but don't want to get anybody's hopes up here. Could potentially be heading up to 135. Still 90 though. I'll probably get off my shares at 90. EXAS. I'm on shares of TGLS, just long-term, don't matter shares. That's just a pile of sideways chop. Sideways chop with a downward trend. I don't know. That's, how far could it go down? That low, that high, support, right there. If it would do that, turn back higher, we could be talking about a bigger upside potential. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, EXAS is Soros' stock. Yeah, I don't know. Looks like lower before higher would be my guess. But it's a lot of volatility. Don't even know. Anyway, a couple of the popular ones. Apple has a target right down here. We're just kind of farting around. Rejected off the roadmap line. Look at that. Classic extension. It's 160, 158, 160 area. And that's the same prices I got for Tesla. And 158, 160. Funny. All right. And let's see. Did Meta, did Netflix. And it looks like it wants to retrace. That's just drifting, drifting, drifting. Still got a ways to the prior high up here at 680. And let's see. Google already did, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, upside target 160. It's kind of funny. All the 160, 160, 160. Apple, Tesla, Google. Kind of wild. All of them. Even Amazon. Amazon. A little higher, but probably going to retrace to 160. That's weird. MSFT is... Looks like it wants to retrace. That's kind of struggling. That looks almost just like the Nasdaq chart. Shows you the power of Microsoft right now. Clear the drawings. Grab the channel tool. That's basically what the Nasdaq looks like right there. Kind of the same. Yeah. Except for the big dip right there. Right there. Interesting. Anyway, there you go. Hope everybody has a great day. Great evening. I'll see you back. Kimberly coming in right at the close. Man, I tell you what, babe. Been going for an hour and 23 minutes and you just show up. Anyway, I'm going to go. I'll see you later. I'll be back. Same bat time, same bat channel as every morning, 9:15 tomorrow morning. Make sure you're subscribed. If anything I said was beneficial, give me a like. And I'll see you tomorrow.